Hey guys, if you're troubleshooting a Peugeot or Citroen and it has a clicking indicator stalk or an intermittent clicking sound when you're driving or even stationary, one of the issues with it is that over time you get little particles of metal or debris inside the indicator switch, which might sound straightforward at first. However, the tip is only use compressed air if you're going to try and remedy the situation. The first time I did this about 5 years ago with a different vehicle but had the same indicator stalk, the compressed air trick worked great and the clicking immediately went away. However, on this occasion I decided to use contact cleaner and immediately ran into a problem, and that was that the stalk became either tight or jammed, and in this case I couldn't actually get the indicators to click on and off. They would just flick up or down but not stay on or off, and the stalk became very tight. Well, the reason that is that the contact cleaner causes some of the plastic or materials inside here to actually swell up, and that immediately stops the stalk from working. I guess there's very little tolerance for that. And the idea is that the electrical contact cleaner was going to clean out these contacts where the indicators are triggered on or off. Now, immediately after using the contact cleaner, I started to get smoke coming from this unit, and it had done that previously, but I knew what it was, so here we are. So inside the switch mechanism in the metal, let me see if I can zoom in a bit clearer, you can see the metal contacts and what looks charred and burnt. Well, that's actually the plastic from underneath those contacts. So what's happening is when those contacts start to make less contact, you end up with a resistance spot, and that starts to generate heat. Now, the heat in this case was good enough that it actually melted the plastic underneath those metal contacts and allowed debris to float around in there. Now, initially I think the fault was that pieces of metal from the contacts were actually, little pieces of dust were floating around inside there and occasionally causing it to either half trigger or fully trigger the indicators. Now, in my particular circumstance, it was only half triggering it, so it was causing the clicking sound when driving, but it wasn't actually activating the lights at all. It just wasn't a nuisance, basically. So the answer to this is either use compressed air or replace the unit entirely. On eBay, you can actually replace this entire unit brand new for, I believe, £14, including shipping. The other option, of course, is either go to a breaker's yard and spend a couple of pounds buying it that way, or buy a second-hand one from another vehicle. However, if you're going to buy a second-hand unit from a vehicle, I would highly recommend taking the time to get some compressed air inside this and blow it out, because otherwise you never know, that issue could already exist, or it could develop a few weeks down the line, or it may never develop. But I believe that doing it right the first time is the best job. So there we have it. Hope this helps you out if you're having trouble.